Hello, I'm Dr. Janice Page with George Washington University's Strategic Public Relations Master's Program. And today I'm welcoming Erin Dewaters, who's a graduate of this program, actually earning her master's in 2011. Earlier, she had earned a BA in political science and public relations at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. She served as Director of Public Relations for MetLife, as Media and Community Relations Manager for Food Lion, and is currently the External Communications Lead for Retail Business Services, an Ahold Delhaize USA company, providing services to 6 East Coast grocery companies, including Giant Food, the most local in the greater DC region. So welcome, Erin.
Thanks, Janice. Glad to be here.
That's great. I do have a couple questions for you. First, would you share some experiences with CSR initiatives at Food Lion?
Sure, glad to. The time that I spent with Food Lion remains very special to me, mostly because the work that we did there largely centered on the development and launch of a new corporate responsibility platform for the company called Food Lion Feeds. It's still very much in existence today. It's now on its second or third evolution. But what was great about the program is that we, as communicators at Food Lion, the team is blended. It manages both media and community. Able to do as communicators is really take the company through a strategic exercise where we looked at what we were doing and what we were giving in our communities, which was excellent community, but what we took away from it, relations. But when we asked people in the community, when we asked customers, what is the company really known for in its community work, they actually couldn't answer that question. And so from there, it kind of set forth the charge for us that we're doing all of these great things, but how do we tell this? How do we tell a story, and how do we shape this in a way that people can relate to and they can remember? And so out of all of that work was born what is today called Food Lion Feeds. When we kicked it off, we made a commitment to donate 500 million meals in the communities where the company operates within the first 5 years. I'm proud to report the team is very much on their way towards that. But essentially, we put a stake in the ground, we put a name on it, we put a brand on it, and now, through research and other means, I know that team knows that customers and those in their communities can really tell them what the company stands for, and that's significant. It's significant when it comes to PR outcomes, and it's significant when it comes to business outcomes.
Well, thank you so much for being so detailed, because we're going to be picking that apart and discussing that and applying that to problems that we're working with in this course. Now, you touched on it a little bit, but drawing from your experience, how can communication professionals help to encourage or lead SR sustainability engagement? Say if it's not happening, or, there needs to be some increased effort.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a pivotal role for communicators. And as we look at the generation coming into the workforce and the generation most newly in the workforce, they're really relating to companies on a values-driven and community-driven plane. And so it's more and more important that we as communicators are, certainly, influencing, feeding for strategic corporate responsibility and sustainability programs, but then also to the point that I made about Food Lion earlier, really thinking about how do we strategically bundle those. And, our primary role in our heart of hearts, I think, is to be storytellers. And so how do we be good storytellers, and how do we relate with our customers and those in our communities, and not just do the right thing, but tell the story in the right way as well?
Thank you again, Erin. This just confirms what we've been reading, but to hear it from you on the front lines right now, that validates it. That's great to know. I guess I have just a final question for you. As a former SPR student, can you relate your work experiences to your SPR studies? And what should current students pay particular attention to?
Sure. Yeah. So the SPR program, I would say, is central to my professional and personal interest in corporate social responsibility. The first time I was really exposed to it as a strategic concept was actually in the CSR class in the program. I was relatively new professional in DC. I'd say I was probably about at that point, and it really was just this whole concept around doing good to do well and doing well to do good, and how it all works hand in hand was something that really resonated with me. And it became so central to my career that I just can't thank the program and the faculty, especially Larry Parnell, who leads the program now. He was actually the professor when I took that course. And I think that one of the great things about GW is that there is an acknowledgement that corporate social responsibility and sustainability and PR are all intertwined. And I would say, as someone who's going through the program now, the degree to which you can focus on and understand that intersection will add tremendous value to you and to your resume and to your future career path.
Erin, we appreciate your time with us so much. It's so valuable to hear about one of us that have gone forward and to get advice. We'll take it to heart. Thank you again for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Janice.